Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Mike the Truck Nut, aka Peterbilt Mike, but really, I'm just a nut. In this episode, I'm going to show you Andrea's new truck. Yes, that's right. I said Andrea's new truck. It's a little backstory. At the new house here, Andrea would like to have a old truck to park out by the road and plant flowers in, because you get an old truck with patina on it. She's, seen the pictures online, a pickup box with flowers in it, or under the hood, or the dump truck with a box up and flowers flowing out. So, she's like, I want an old truck for a planter, basically. So anyways, Facebook Marketplace, 2 weeks ago, we did a little trip. We found a truck. And this is what we found. It's Andrea's truck, but, I'm Mike the Truck Nut, so maybe I'll have to, borrow it. So this is it, a 1947 Chevrolet, I believe it's a 1.5 ton. There's 1 tons, 1.5 tons, and then I think there's bigger ones, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm doing some learning on the old Chevy trucks. This one has the 5 lug wheels, which makes me think it's only a 1.5 ton. I think later on they came out with the 8 lug wheels. But isn't this cool? We found it in Grand Prairie, about 6 hours north of Prince George. We saw it online, and this is a picture that got us. Was that right there? Super, super cool. She's all rusty. Well, she's a little rusty. No, she's rusty, but it's solid. And look at that. You know what I really like is it's all there. I mean, it's got a dent, but those are like, I don't know if they're original or what year those are, but those are old signal lights. The glass is all here. I did that so the lens wouldn't fall out driving home. But these marker light glasses are still there. The signal lights are still there. Chrome's coming off the emblem. It had a block heater, so this is how you know it was a Northern Alberta, or an Alberta truck, or a BC truck for that matter. It's a Chevrolet Loadmaster. Now, obviously it had a deck or a grain box or something. It had some wide mirrors, so it's got these brackets put on. The door's a little torn right there that may or may not get fixed. There's some more brackets there. I believe this was might have been the original mirror mount that comes out like this with like a little round mirror. So that'd be really cool to put back on. It's 8 feet long, the frame. And what I was thinking is putting the deck off low and slow now that I found rear suspension for it. It's got some rust, obviously, in the back of the cab there and down here. But I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, look at these frame rails. They're in nice shape. I think they're in nice shape. And a lot of, well, most everything is here, I would say. The tires still hold air, which is amazing. It's got the original spare tire rack that goes between there. The wheel hooks on that, and then the wheel hooks on this, and then it's got the wing nuts to do it up. It's got the original, I believe this to be the original backup light, and the option was like just one tail light. I called it a backup light, but it was a tail light. And back in the day, you only got one. If you got a taillight, you only got one taillight. So this one's broken, but I mean, it's old, but that's not original. But that one looks pretty original, albeit a little rusty. Somebody folded them in when it had a deck on it. So I'm guessing this was probably the wiring from whatever. But now the fuel tank was in the cab. I blew it out last weekend, I think. And I don't know if that fuel tank's all steel, but it looks good inside. So I took it out of the cab. I put it back on the truck where it goes. But check this out. How cool is this? The passenger side door card is still intact. The I actually haven't tried rolling this window down, but it'll roll. I'm not gonna do it though, because I don't want to I don't want to get halfway down and have it stick stuck. But yeah, it had a seat cover on it, and I pulled that off. So this is the original seat from 1947. And the cool thing is there's tags like right there, and that says 1947 when the seat was made. And the seat's actually in really good shape. Well, except for, you know, over here where it's got broken springs and stuff. But over here, like, it's not even that rusty. It's loose because I unbolted it, and you can see the hole in the floor right there. And there's a little hole there. The padding on the back is still there. It's got the dome marker light still. Now, the headliner was in here and pulled down. I ripped it out because, of course, it had mouse house. So we ripped that out. The original sun visor's still there on the passenger side. I don't know if it had one on, or pardon me, on the driver's side. I don't know if it had one on the passenger side or not. It almost doesn't look like it. So, but yeah, that's really cool. Get out of here, Mr. Waspy. He's like, well, I'm trying to get out of here. Okay, well, we'll just let him be. You know, it's got the ashtray. I love this kind of Art Deco from that era. The glove box, of course, it's paper too, or cardboard, and a mouse made a house in that too. So, but super cool. Well, now you did it, Mike. There. It's got the heater. This is the emergency brake. Of course, it's loose. That's your starter pedal because it's a foot start. It's cool. The firewall padding is still there. So this is all intact. Of course, the floor mat's not, and there's a bit of a hole there. You can see that, you know, the cab broke and someone welded that up. But look, like the firewall padding is still there. Like, how cool is that? And I don't remember what that lever does, but 4-speed, I believe. Doors are good. I think a lot of the time they rust out down here, but the door's good. It's rusted out there, but I don't think that's terrible. It's solid there. There is a hole there, but yeah, for a planter truck, I think it's in pretty dang good shape. You know, it's got the corrosion around here. I don't know if that's normal or not. This must have been a pinstripe, green with a white pinstripe. Once upon a time, it was at Ritchie Brothers because it's got remnants of a sticker there. Yeah, and there's the corrosion on the outside. But I just think it's cool. You know, I've never done a patina truck, you know, like vice grippy garage style or the rat roddy style. So I think what I'm going to do is on my other channel, Mike's Garage, I'm going to wash it down with an SOS pad and then put the linseed oil on it, and it kind of makes it shiny and keeps it from rusting anymore, because I don't need any more projects. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm not signing up for more big projects. But you know, this is like a Sunday, you know, let's just see if it runs, and put a box on the back. And when I say box, I mean flat deck, and then we can use it for yard art, because you know, we love trucks, and Andrea does too. So the only downside, well, I shouldn't say the only downside, but one of the downsides is the VIN tag, which is normally on that door jamb, is missing. So we've got this one, which says it's not to exceed 11,000 pounds gross weight. So that's cool. I need to try and get this slider to work, because I don't know if I'll fit behind the wheel. I haven't tried it yet, and it ticks me off because I found this laying on the ground when we got the truck, and I thought I threw it in the truck and I didn't know what it was for. And now I know this had a light in the end, so when you put your signal light on, it lit up. And yeah, so that's super cool. The old Chevrolet steering wheel. I think this was like a PTO lever. It obviously doesn't look like it had a radio. This is for your wipers. Can't tell the mileage anymore, but the gauges are still there. You know, a guy might be able to rebuild those if you know, I'm talking like I'm not going to just use it as yard art, but I think this truck is too good to just let it deteriorate more. And that's why I want to protect it so it, you know, doesn't deteriorate anymore. But headlight switch, that works. I believe this is a choke thing. It kind of moves. And this, I don't know what that is. That could be timing. And then, of course, this is your ignition switch, which is super cool. This is for the vent. So you push that down and the vent there opens up and it works. How cool is that? And then this one here, that's for the side vent. It had some old socks in it or something. I'm telling you, it was a little bit, Andrew was a little sketched, but you know what? You do what you got to do when you're getting into an old truck. But yeah, I think this thing is just the bomb. So you got your dimmer, clutch pedal, brake pedal. That's where we'll access the master cylinder, which probably doesn't work. Door card on the driver's side is non-functioning, but oops. Let's try this again. If I do that and then do this, no, what did I do now? I know the door works. I'll push that down. There we go. It only first latches at me. I'm telling you, it's a 1947. It ain't gonna be perfect. But check this out. Let's check it out under the hood. So on this, you pull this, pop that, and then pull this out and pop the bonnet. Isn't that cool? I know. The hood hinges work. Like, you know, and this still works. I mean, I think it might be a little bit broken or bent, but it works. So we won't touch it. Well, we won't touch it much. And, you know, I should just lube this up a little bit. Look at the steel though. Super cool. Straight six. You know, if you look at the spark plug wires, they look kind of original. There's the 6-volt starter with the foot pedal start. You can see the solenoid thing on the top and the ground strap going to the frame. This is an aftermarket or a homemade battery tray. And I mean, look at this ground. It goes to the valve cover. Not sure that's the best place to get a ground for your battery is off the top of the valve cover. But, and this one goes off your, they've got it bolted to your water pump. And, yeah, that's not right. But, not sure what someone was thinking. I don't know. I mean, a lot happens in those years, but still has the fabric wiring in it, which is original. I think I checked the water and there's no water in it, but the engine turns. If I grab the fan, if I grab it this way, I think, oh, it's in gear. It's in gear, so I won't do that. Well, I mean, it turns, but then it starts to, you know, move. This is cool. The horn. There's a generator. It's never been converted to an alternator. Does it work? I don't know. Your single barrel carburetor. I haven't had this off either, but we won't do that today. We'll wait for the day we try and start it. But you know, look at that. There's number marks up there, which I don't know if those are like original or, I mean, you kind of don't think it would be, but I don't know. But she's super cool. And, you know, this is why I think even though it's going to be Andrea's planter car, or truck, I should say, because it's a truck, maybe it's too good for that. Maybe we'll have to get her another one that doesn't have an engine. But check this out. I checked the oil, and I think once upon a time, somebody changed the oil, because look at how clean that is. You know? I'm not tasting it either. But it is like clean. So I think someone might have changed the oil in it before they parked it, you know, because they were planning on making this a project. You can see the fuel line is off here, and that's the fuel pump with a glass, at least I believe that's a fuel pump. Get right in there with the glass lid or glass bowl top, whatever. And look at, like, even the water lines look like those are original hose clamps. So, like, it seems really unmolested. So if any of you guys are like, you know, old Chevy truck fans, you know what? Tell me what I should do with it. Give me some advice, but I think it's too good for a planter truck. Don't you? I say we try and get it running, and I think it'll run. I mean, obviously we'll hook up the battery properly, because this should go to that, you know, your positive should go to that part of the starter, and your ground should go, you know, to a real ground. So we'll have to do that. I'll have to pick up a 6-volt battery, but I just think this is like super cool. So look at that. 1947. That's like 74, 5, 6, 7, 77 years. 77 years. This old truck has been sitting outside, getting rained on, snowed on, sleet, hail, which I guess it doesn't have any hail damage, which is good. And it's still there. Well, and check out these tires. There's still air. Well, I actually even put a little more air in, but look at how badly checked they are, because they're old. And oh, Andrew's got fresh raspberries. Your crop.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Homemade raspberries.
Homemade.
You know, I'm not saying I'm a city slicker, but yeah. So anyways, you can tell which side was facing more south, because this tire is worse than the other one. But yeah, it's super cool. So Andrea's truck, I haven't actually stood up here and looked at the roof. Oh, okay. Oh, the roof looks good. You know, you got a little bit of green there, and it's solid. I think this is kind of like a barn find, except it was a barn find on Facebook Marketplace, and it was sitting in the backyard of a guy's place in the prairies of Alberta, around Grand Prairie actually. And he actually picked it up about 15 or 16 years ago, and he was gonna, I'm guessing, you know, do a project truck, because his dad has like an old Mercury that they did up, which is super cool. He actually had another one of these, but it was a pickup, and he was going to keep that one to do himself. But yeah, this is it. Andrea's new truck. So
Planter.
Your planter?
My planter.
Your planter. Well, we'll see. It might be a planter that runs and drives. You know, with those tires, and let's face it, it probably doesn't have brakes. I know, I could be wrong, but I'm just playing the odds here. But yeah, this is my other hobby, you know, because I don't have enough between cars, RVing, trucks, job, 3 kids, an acreage to look after. But you know what? If you love it, it ain't work, and it ain't real good English. So if you love it, it's not work. And I love these old trucks. So if you want to check out this truck, see us getting it going, go check out Mike's Garage. I'll leave a link down below. I got all my car content there, and I don't post there a lot, so I haven't I haven't done a lot, but this isn't really a big truck thing, although it is a truck. I mean, it's a 1.5 ton truck, so it's kind of like a Mike the Truck Nut truck. But yeah, it's at home. It's a Sunday play with. So I think we're going to get it going on Mike's garage. So if you want to check it out, click the link below, and you'll see my cars that I have. You know what? I got no secrets. You know, except for that thing that happened that time, you know, back when I was at band camp. But we don't want to talk about that anymore. So, but yeah, check out Mike's garage, and we're going to see if we can get this 1947 Chevrolet 1.5 ton truck running. And I'm going to pull the deck off of Kenny and put on the Chevy. We don't have a name for it yet. Old Green, Old Yeller. You know, the old truck, 47. We're going to put her on the 47. We'll just call her the 47. But, and you know what? Since now I have rear axles and suspension for Kenny, it doesn't need that silly little short deck anymore. I know some of you love it, but a lot of you hate it, and I don't plan on using it as a pickup. So, because I have a pickup, it's right over there. It's a 2018 Chevrolet half ton, and you know what? I really like my Chevy half ton, and I got my '99 Super Duty, because you know what? Sometimes a guy just has to go pick up an old truck, and you need a Super Duty and camper and a car trailer, which Dad has a car trailer and I borrowed it because I'm a kid, and that's what we do. I might be 51 years old, but you know, you still borrow your dad's stuff. And I actually took it back this time because usually I forget to take it back to his house, and then he has to pick it up, and then I feel kind of bad. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Check out the 47 on the other channel. Not sure when the video is going to post. Maybe next week, maybe a week after that, maybe a month from now, but it's going to happen. Maybe sooner than later. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. I gotta get back to work on Cabovers now. And actually, that's a fun fact. I'm going to pick up some tires. What for? Cabover.